Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Clara Andriola joins us. She's a Washoe County Commissioner in District 4, here for the whole show on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
No tricks, just treats at the Carson Valley Inn during the $100,000 Monster Pirate Treasure giveaways. Thousands in cash and free play giveaways every week. A monstrous $25,000 in guaranteed grand prize giveaways. Don't ghost these giveaways. Halloween awaits at the Carson Valley Inn.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain, moving 95% of our freight in the Silver State. And while essential, the road isn't always smooth. Supply chain disruptions, rising fuel costs, and unrealistic rules and laws that hamper our ability to serve our customers and country. Our prosperity and every sector of the economy, manufacturing, mining, medicine, and food from farm to table, is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
It happens. And when it does, there's UMC Quick Care.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're delighted to welcome back to the program Clara Andriola. She is the Washoe County Commissioner for District 4. It is a pleasure to have you back on the program.
Thank you so much.
And I always like to point out that you and I have been friends for many, many, many years.
Yes, and it's cherished friendship, and from my part.
On both sides.
Yep.
So you're working on a project right now to do with elections and voting and reform for Washoe County. Explain what the project is and why you're so interested in it.
Well, I think everyone cherishes the most important part of the honor of being able to vote, right? And it is, every U.S. citizen has that privilege. But throughout the years, we have seen a lot of folks who have brought a lot of concern about elections. The accusations of tampering or changing election votes, and it's serious. Those are serious allegations. And so I cut my teeth in my professional career in technology, and so I decided I'm going to look at this technology back end. And through that research over the last year plus, I discovered that there is an organization called the Center for Internet Security. And that organization was really founded in 2000 based on looking at helping with security measures, because there was a really famous vote that occurred in Florida with hanging Chads.
This was Bush versus Gore.
Bush versus Gore. And it really kind of spurred the election machines and some of the things that have evolved over the last 25 years. And the intent of the Center for Internet Security is bipartisan. It's a nonprofit organization with its sole focus on putting in standards that can be applied to ensure there's audit trails, ensure that there's, from my perspective, transparency. And so if you think about this, there are standards in everything. There are standards in protecting food in terms of health. There's even international standards on how even healthcare instruments are sterilized. But I really like to use the example of accounting. There are GAAP, the generally applied accounting principles. And so whether you're a small organization or a large organization, if you're GAAP compliant, that means that you're following standards that are accepted in the accounting world. And the accounting world is a good example to what the Center of Internet Security has 18 controls. And those are processes. I also really like it because it's budget friendly. Processes does not mean product. You don't have to purchase product. And as you know, Washoe County is facing some budget constraints in the future. So as I was looking at this research, what could we find that could be within our budget, ensure transparency, ensure accountability, and have an auditable trail? And that's it. So the Center for Internet Security has connected the Center for Internet Security folks, I'll call it CIS. CIS literally with Washoe County staff to begin looking at what we as Washoe County could use to put in and apply for elections. And so there have been ongoing discussions with staff, with Andrew, who is the head of the ROV, and how to implement that. And what's even more exciting is the Center for Internet Security has agreed to have Washoe County be a pilot program. So it's very budget friendly, zero cost. And we can then look at how we can put in these controls to ensure transparency, ensure accountability, and build trust within our community. However, there's a lot to elections, a lot to elections. So we're really just taking a small step in this process.
Okay, so let's say, and you feel free to disagree at any point, that there's been a lot of concern on both sides of the aisle as far as elections go. And there were lots of accusations in the last couple of election cycles, most of which proved to be untrue. And probably the biggest one familiar to the public was the whole deal about the voting machines and Fox News and Dominion, where Fox ended up paying $750 million for slandering that company. There are still other lawsuits going on, and the likelihood is, based upon the Dominion situation, that those media companies will lose because of that. But the most important thing is trust in our election system. And Barbara Sagaski, a conservative Republican, was Secretary of State. She said that the elections were secure. Cisco Aguilar, a Democrat, said the last round of elections were secure. So is this based on just building trust with the population? Because once you get a story out there, there are a lot of people who are going to believe it because that's all they hear. So is it building trust, or is there really a problem that you are seeing? Because I remember interviewing your colleague, Jeannie Herman, I guess it would be almost 4 years ago, where she had concerns about elections, and she had just gotten reelected. And I said, well, are you comfortable with the fact that you got reelected? And she was. So I haven't found anybody who won their election who ever came back to me and said that I think this thing is rigged. So lay it out for me what the concerns are based on, if they are beyond just having faith and trust for people in the system.
So I agree with everything you said in terms of, the concerns and all of that. But I think we need to look at it from a different lens, because I'm not here to look at CIS proving or disproving allegations or that kind of thing, because they are going to continue. Everyone has the right to ascertain whatever they want to. So I am not, my quest was not to actually look at proving or disproving. It was really looking at what we could put into place to have a process that it could have a globally recognized, in this case, standard. Here's the reality of this. The reality of this is CIS is already in state law. NRS 603A.210 was put into place by then Senator Gansert, now O'Garo, and it was put into place to protect personal privacy information. At the time, 2019, think about that. That's several years ago. Right now, even in our vernacular every day are cyber attacks. It's happening all over, various attacks in various places. And the reality is that as things evolve, there aren't necessarily processes that are put into place and standards put into place and controls put into place that I have seen in this case with elections. So this is trying to establish a standard that's recognized for auditing and actual full transparency, just like you would in an accounting situation. Just like you would say to any large or small, what are you following for your accounting principles? We're following GAAP. Great, that's a standard that's recognized to ensure that a company is following a recognized standard. So the whole part of CIS is it can actually even be used and should actually be used. And in the law, it states any entity, whether it's state or government, should be applying CIS standards. I asked the Secretary of State if he had done a gap analysis for CIS, and his answer was yes, 9 months ago. So it is a standard, but it's not necessarily being embraced, I think, the way it should be. I am extremely proud that Washoe County is accepting this standard, putting it into place, and allowing, in this case, it's going to be applied to voter registration for the voter rolls, because that seems to be the largest topic that of concern, that the voter rolls, why are we having these, numbers coming down and then they're different, and where is this disparity? So we're using CIS standards, and we're going to be applying it first to the voter registration piece. So
right,
that helps.
And how's that going to work?
So as you know, the top-down system that the Secretary of State has put into place and is backed by statute and compliance is top-down. And so what's going to happen is it looks like it's going to be on a weekly basis. Again, remember, I'm not on the implementation side of things, but it's my understanding that it's going to be at an interval, and they'll pull down the voter registration. So let's say that there's 10,000 names, whatever it might be, 10,000 names. Within seconds, milliseconds, we're going to be able to have Washoe County also pull theirs. If there is any confidence level that is outside what is a statistical comfort level, right, that can be measured, then we can audit that and find out exactly why. But if it's within that confidence level of assurance, then we'll be able to say there isn't anything that happened here. There isn't anything that happened here. So it'll be public. It's going to be posted online. People will understand how to read it. We are not obviously going to reveal any private information,
right,
but it is going to be technical information that is from the Secretary of State's office compared to Washoe County. And then that will go on and continue throughout the entire election.
All right. So forgive me for bringing this down to my level here. Mm-hmm. But, are you going to be identifying, and obviously you said this will all be, private, but are you going to be identifying people that should not be on the rolls and removing them from those roles?
Well, there is a process already that is in place that has to be followed by every single county, and that process for removing will also continue. And it's continuing now because there's a certain period of time that you can remove after notification. There's all these processes already in place statutorily before you remove things. What I'm talking about is the voter registration those things are happening already. But the fact is that if it's coming down and has 10,000 and then Washoe County is showing that it's 1,000, that's a significant difference. So yes, we'll be taking into consideration those compliant processes for, removing through the process. It's not just arbitrarily removing. So more to come. I've asked Andrew McDonald if he would present how this is going to work in its full capacity to the Board of County Commissioners. Because remember, this has been going on for over a year. These discussions, the vetting, the actual seeing what we could do at Washoe County, and then having CIS be a part of the discussions of executing, and then agreeing that Washoe County is going to be a pilot program for CIS for elections is huge, in my opinion. It's huge.
Well, I don't disagree. I mean, the most important thing I think we need to do is, to have confidence in our election system. That the vote we make is the vote that gets registered and the vote that counts. Let's take a break and we'll come back and we'll talk more about this after this timeout.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. Our community is our foundation. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Hit the road in style during the $150,000 Roads to Riches giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Win up to $5,000 every week and a top prize of a 2026 Chevy Traverse or $40,000 in cash. It's the $150,000 Roads to Riches giveaways at Tamarack Casino.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Clara Andriola. She's Washoe County Commissioner for District 4. Over the last several years, Chuck Muth with Citizen Outreach has had Project Pigpen, where he's been attempting to clean up voter rolls through his organization. And it seemed like there was a joining with the Secretary of State's office. Now that all seems to be blown up, and there certainly are accusations flowing from Mr. Muth to the Secretary of State. I'll leave all of that on the side there. But you said the Secretary of State already is on board with this. So where does it go from here? And when do you expect to see results once this is adopted?
Well, it's in the process of implementation, and I'm confident that we are going to be able to see the results and have the community understand and appreciate the standards that we are going to be applying. and the transparency that will be in place and understand how it all works. And so we're confident that this voter registration piece will prove itself. It will prove itself to be successful. And from that, and so then we'll move into other aspects of the election process. So when will we see the results? We'll be seeing the results literally as the election is happening, as it's going through. We'll understand the entire process before the election actually begins. They're in the final phases, is my understanding, of the implementation process. So information security is important to all of us. And this, I think, is really, going to move even through Washoe County over time into other places. But for right now, elections is where we're starting and voter registration is where we're starting.
Okay, so there have certainly been conflicts, and I'm being kind, on the Washoe County Commission between the commissioners. Are the commissioners all on board?
Well, the great news is because this is operations, my role has only been to connect essentially the ROV through the interim county manager.
Registrar of voters for those.
So it really, the registrar of voters. So it really is not a policy in that regard because it's just like anything else they can implement. It would be like going to the county commission and asking if we should be GAP compliant. Well, the accounting already follows that, for instance. So it's not necessarily going to be anything but an operational process.
Okay, but at this point, you've not gotten any pushback.
Well, the registrar of voters, along with not only the head of the registrar of voters, Andrew McDonald, but others have also been vetting all of this. It isn't just me just saying this. I've just done all the research and then found this. And then when I found it in statute, thank you, Senator Gassert Aguero. I hope I'm not pronouncing her last name incorrectly, but having that foresight was really amazing. And so not only have we have a statute in place to protect personal private information, but now we have the internal department who has done all the vetting along with the IT folks to ensure that everything is going to be separated. And by the way, it's going to be separated. It's not going to be a part of any connection because this is about process and not product.
All right, let's take another break. We'll be right back. Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful.
You're in trouble with the law. It's easy to think you'll lose everything, but there is hope. I'm attorney Orrin Johnson. Your first step is to hire a serious attorney with the experience to successfully navigate the legal system for you.
Sometimes hope means addiction treatment instead of jail, and making sure you're treated fairly.
Sometimes hope means fearless trial attorneys will stand up to the government when they get it wrong. Call or text Orrin Johnson Law.
We'll make a plan.
You'll take back your life.
Pro Group Management offers workers' comp services to a growing number of industries. As businesses grow and change with the times, the need for a solid workers' comp program must be flexible and up to date. The evolving nature of regulations can make staying ahead of complex tasks challenging. But Pro Group Management simplifies the work so your industry can move forward and succeed. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV NewsMakers.org.
Everyone is talking about opioids, but they're not the only drugs that can be harmful if taken in large quantities or not as prescribed. You also need to be aware of side effects from anxiety drugs, muscle relaxants, sleep aids, and stimulants. Mixing prescription drugs with other drugs or alcohol can be dangerous. If you take an Ambien with a glass of wine, it may be enough to stop you from breathing. Prescribed drugs can be just as dangerous as illegal drugs. Take medications only as directed.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Clara Andriola, the Washoe County Commissioner of District 4. Just a brief answer to this. Do you expect in the very short term a revealing of the name that put the trackers on the mayor's car?
I hope so. I really, really hope so. Maybe I should ask you, have you heard if we're going to hear this soon?
Well, it's come back from the Supreme Court.
It has.
We should be hearing something any day now. I just watched Mark Roberson's columns to see if something's going to happen. But it will be very interesting to see. The mayor's race in Reno is going to be very interesting, and I am told $1 million race, which is stunning to me, and lots of outside money. We'll see if that comes true.
I think there's going to be a lot of interesting races that are going to be unfolding.
Oh, yes. And that's where we have to leave it. Thank you as always, Clara. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Mom! It happens. And when it does, there's UMC Quick Care.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
We wouldn't steer you wrong with the gold standard of steaks at Joel's Chop House. Indulge in dry-aged steaks, seafood, Wagyu tomahawks, and great views of the Strip.
You can always watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day at NevadaNewsmakers.com. Thanks for watching and listening.